on Nuke with Alex and Chad.
Yeah, this is crazy. The Wagyu is on the plane. The stakes are high. We're ready for Nuke, a full best of 3. The upper bracket of Group A in the main event. I'm ready for this. ENCE on the attack, and already Dupree to receive. It is going to be the boys of Vitality starting on defense, and Hades quick with partnership. Oh, well, his partner's been dispatched of. A nice long-range one from Zywoo on the Julies. Madden's gone, and they start their crawl. Very early to be here.
Yeah, well, Vitality are kind of boxed in here towards this top side, man, just towards ramp, just trying to lock this down as Dihar comes crawling. Hard fight for the Glock at range here. Man just keeps his head tucked and doesn't jiggle on a timing. Dihar might have been able to take some space, but another one hits the deck, and it's a 3-on-5 situation here.
They're everywhere, but
nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Precisely. That's a freebie. Now, he knows Magisk was there too, and he commits to it. Magisk pulls Vitality into a likely conversion here. Now, the bomb plan's great. And Spinks, yeah, he's sharp, but a 1v4 asked of him, and the first bullet does connect as they round that corner. And there you have it. CTs on Nuke, no less, get themselves the leg up in the pistol.
Now, I don't know how we want to kind of break down the breakdown. It felt like they were having a breakdown. It's like mum and dad were fighting. Oh, no, they weren't fighting. Mum and dad were unhappy with the kids, it felt like, and Shox was there kind of watching it all go down. Because it feels like Janko and Matsu both want a bit more from Vitality.
And it sounded like Janko wanted, or is expecting, less from ENCE. So, you know, you combine them, you throw them and mash them together. It's kind of a match made in heaven, for us at least.
It's a curious one, right? Because ENCE are one of these teams who continue at every turn to kind of show, oh yeah, we have to be considered as the top team, right? They're the world number 3, and the world number 3 right now buy back with a force buy towards Silo with SMG, but Madden out squeaky and dead. Okay, that one felt like a bit of a Hail Mary. Nothing behind him. Space really not taken elsewhere. Scout will connect, and a bit of trouble here for Apex.
Yeah, this is already looking a little bit disconnected for ENCE. Madden just charging, just testing the waters, I suppose, to see what they can get away with. But on the force, this is going to be a very quick second round on the board for Vitality. Janko highlighting that Apex was complaining about their success in the pistol as well.
He'll be happy now,
He'll be happy now, yeah. They got themselves that, and it seems that the conversion, admittedly with one blemish on the record, Apex again tucked in tight, and Spinks, he knows he's being hunted. He's heard him. It was Dupree stepping around in that lobby.
2 MP5. Wait, hold up a second. The HUD was just tricking me here. We have lost a player. It's just Spinks. Surely not anymore with the MP5 of all guns here, Alex.
Aladdin had one too, though. Yeah, I mean, 2 MP5s. A couple of players are like hipsters with the MP7, but the MP5 maybe just an electronic special.
You don't see it a whole lot, do you?
Na'Vi sometimes dribble around with it, but...
Well, the fact he's already got 2 kills is quite nice here, so a bit of extra cash to work with. Time really not on his side. 35 seconds remaining, and opportunity to take a fight here as Na'Vi steps out from behind the vent. Spinks will go down, and 3 will remain alive for Vitality. A 2-0 start. And we will be having a little bit of a technical timeout while we get, I believe, and it was Dihar back into the server. He's just jumped back in and should be ready to go immediately here. So just the woes out the way early. The force buy dispatched, and it should be, well, quite an easy third for Vitality here going forward.
A chuckle in the server there. I think Madden's... tells us the admin's accidentally pressed his keybinds. He's going full TNT mode, apparently.
Okay, all right. Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
A little bit exciting.
Explosive, I'd hope.
There's a hero AK in the hands of Spinks here, so this one could be explosive as well. Look at this. Pace again towards Yard. Wants to use the AK-47 to see if he can crack open the Yard position. Teammates behind him, so there's a chance.
It's Zywoo, though. 5 frags, 0 deaths. A strong start from him. What Vitality fans are hoping for. One on top, he spotted out Diha's head, and woo, pops it like a cherry tomato. There's the hero AK. Wasn't expecting that. Goes a little wider than he normally would.
But need more out of this. Not necessarily from Spinks. He's on 5 HP after that nade. They need to pick it up. They need to recycle it. And Apex coming into fight. Loves this position. We'll get one onto Madden and more on the plate here as he peppers down range with the M4A4.
Hades has picked it up. He does have Kevlar. Big connection from Snappy's Deagle. And you can see the reaction. Immediately Vitality say, okay, playtime's over.
Yeah, if we thought we were going to get away with a couple of easy fights here, we're going to be held on notice. So dropping back, a little bit more chip damage done towards Yard. Everybody from ENCE now the walking wounded. But remember, this was just that AK coming in with some pistols around it. 2 kills is great. A third would be fantastic, but they are locked in by this position of Magisk here up and on top of the T roof. I don't think they'll expect it.
That's beautiful. Mega Brain Magisk is going to get a freebie, and I mean, Hades is going to be put in a box. There's nades, there's bullets, and even more chip damage inflicted, more lethality as well. Snappy, steady. 2 of the 3 connect. 2 HP, he gets away with that. And Vitality do convert that 3-0.
Now we need to go back to Lisbon, where Vitality were able to pick up the victory over ENCE, and some of the way that Nuke started, and it started in the favor of Vitality, but it was a big spree of T rounds that ENCE were able to mount together later in the half that made it an interesting game. Now Vitality did end up winning in overtime, but let's see if they can do a little bit better here on their CT side and maybe close things out cleaner on ENCE's map choice. Spinks now will have to operate with a MAC-10 into the first gun round of play. AKs for everybody else as D-Hart. You'll see him going for these yard plays time and time again. Zai wants to deal with that, but he's dead. It's the deck already, and this is going to be interesting for Vitality as Apex needs to mend this wound.
Yeah, and he's actually continuing to hang around here. Smokes are up, and he wants to at least maintain some degree of info. Main roof, silo, and thinks better of it. D-Hart, oh. One lick of the flame, uncertain as to whether that information will be relayed, but Masuta aggressively holding for this, and Madden adjusts very snappily into the head. Ramp room lost, and Vitality already really on notice.
Yeah, maybe the casualties that they stomached in the previous rounds might send them in the direction of a save, but Dupree, the direction of back fence is the name of the game, slinks on back to the stairwell and wants to tuck on in with this MP9. Still don't have a clear indication as, well, Hades has made a step, so now he knows the jig is up. Bomb gonna get planted right in front of his eyes, and Dupree can't do anything to respond to this. He's gonna hope a T walks into the Lion's den.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not the Vitality are really gonna trifle with trouble. I guess best case is gonna be Dupree trying to find a couple on the way out the door.
He can stay there, right?
Yeah.
He can live in that window room, so maybe damage with an upgrade as Snappy patrols yard now, but this round is done. ENCE off the board. That's the kill for Dupree. Now, is it going to spur them forward? I wouldn't think so. I think this is just keeping their economy honest here as well. 2 players turn their attention. Snappy and D-Hart want to deal with this pesky MP9 before it gets out of control. Bomb now getting closer and closer, and Dupree grabs another, so great round for him. 2 kills. That's going to put him in the range where an M4A1 is going to be able to be purchased on through. Magisk can drop one, and Masuta can buy, even drop an AWP for Zaiwu if they'd like. So Vitality should have a pretty decent buy here into the next round to play. But simple stuff, this is how it kicked off. The opening from D-Hart again, and a nice shot there from Madden with the connection onto Masuta. Relatively easy work there for ENCE in the early stages of this one. Saw Snappy in the lift today. Said he wasn't feeling fantastic. So you do know, get a travel day, lots of people around. Hopefully they're able to get back to 100%. The buy is through, and Zaiwu did get donated that AWP. Let's see if he can find the opening this time round.
Oh wow, Spinks got himself straight down with the bomb. So Vitality panics stations, and he's not slowing down. Masuta's still on ramp, and the bomb is going down. That is a very early plant. Losing bodies left and right, though, drop like flies. D-Hurt catches one from Zaiwu. 3 on 4. And make it 2. Problems for Hades and Spinks. Hades needed 1, and he can't even pull that across the line. Spinks, another horrible scenario to try and convert. Nice find. Another one there, just on the slither. Zaiwu does tag him up. He should be run down any moment now. Swapping to the pistol. It's not about the round win anymore. Spinks accepts his fate.
Yeah, that was rough, right? If he got both of those kills, might want to have contested towards the back of the side, but where he planted, not able to contend for the round, and Vitality bounced back immediately. Zaiwu's AWP finding impact, and they are back on the board here in a big way. But speaking of AWPs, ENCE have enough money to equip one of their own, so we're not going to be slowing down the buys in the early stages of Nuke. Round number 6 about to grace our screens. It's not going to take a lot to really break Vitality. They haven't been able to build much of a bank in the early stages, so around here for ENCE, if they're able to obliterate the opponent, could send Vitality with the loss bonus tumbling to an eco or a force buy.
Standard spread. And a bit of damage already onto Spinks. It was just through the corner. In fact, tell a lie. I think that damage was elsewhere. Yeah, Hades out towards the yard, catching shrapnel.
That deeper molly that the CTs are throwing now does tend to stall out some of these yard pushes, and you know how important smokes just like this to get you control. But there's an opener up over. Apex goes down, and a position that he loves to reside is that warehouse. So overstepping the mark will give up an opening here to ENCE, who are looking to make their way down as information and places are traded just like a chessboard here, pushing it towards lobby. Vitality are going to get a little bit of info of their own, but will it be too little too late?
Magisk is dropping his smoke, so he will at least buy time.
Very well timed, right? That's perfect work, because as this lobby push from Masuda and Zaiwu is coming through, they need to block this lower push. This is going to allow the rotation to potentially come back in and buy a bit of a buffer here. ENCE don't know what's going on while this smoke is stalling them out.
And they gathered and congregated perfect into the nade of Magisk. A boost he's pre-aiming and ready for.
Needs a couple.
Yeah, he does. And perfectly timed engagement. Snappy does catch some of that hot lead. Light on time, but heading towards the single door.
Zaiwu's responded to this now, and that is a perfectly placed smoke. They're going to have to push through this, go back up the vent, or go all the way around. As Magisk just on here could be in for a big triple kill. Spots one, pushes around the corner, can get the second, but that's all from Magisk.
3-on-3, that bomb, and that time is getting scary, but Spinks, they're not going to clear him. Up on the rafters, hiding in plain sight is Dupree, and the double to seal it. Madden, good luck. Sonic Space! That is nuts! Mid-air one tap out of Dupree just for some extra cream on the top of the cake. That is spicy. Let's see that again.
He's even put an apology in the chat here. Don't worry about the only from Hades. I don't even care about the double push from Magisk here, which is sending this round into disarray. I want to catch this one again. Up on the rafters, unchecked, time not there, and dropping down. Look at this.
That's filthy.
Oh.
That is grotesque. Yeah, and you don't see that out of the pros. That shows just how much of a rarity that is. That is special, and this one's already started and perhaps even ended. Look at this, throwing bodies towards the top site. It was a conversation I wanted to have with you, Chad, about ENCE in particular having a penchant for the quicker top plays. And the bomb's not down, and it might not make it. Oh, Dia does just, by a gnat's wing, get himself down there as well with the bomb. So Spinks has territory. If Masuda doesn't go down, it's going to be very hard to get that bomb planted.
Yeah, very well placed molly here as well. So just crowd control right now, just dealing with these little pesky pistols, the sheep being corralled on the map, and shouldn't be too long before Vitality are able to pick these last few straggling members off. But that pace change from ENCE right there, maybe a little bit rattled by the shot that Dupree's hit in that moment. Was a round that was looking good for them with an opening, and now this one has fallen very, very flat. This type of a round can sting, because if you're unable to find that traction you're looking for, there's the plant. This is actually great with the loss bonus in play, so ENCE have gotten really what they were looking for in a round like this.
Yeah, they've got plenty of funds. Snappy has been spotted out and will go down. So Vitality set for their 6th, just a couple more to scratch off. Spinks the main threat, and that's dealt with. Diha looking for 1 and not even going to be given it. So a great start. French fans right now celebrating.
I would love to see this from Dupree. Just one more time, because we're going to have to wait until after the game to go watch this on Reddit. So let's just watch this one last little time. This is a gun round. Here we go. Dropping off. He's a bit of a thrill seeker here, Dupree. Mid-air, bang. Yeah, that's a pog, I think they call it in the Twitch chat right there. So that's a fun one, and this is a fun start. 6-1 from Vitality. This is the team I think Matsu up in the green room was hoping to see. But a timeout called, and this will be Saw, the coach of ENCE, having an opportunity to chip on in. And I had an opportunity the other day to sit down with Saw and Snappy, just discuss how this team works. Well, Saw, the big boss, Snappy, the little boss, and the Brain Trust will have to come together to see how they want to continue to approach these rounds here. More available for Hades. They could just simmer back into that standard approach where you get D out to Yard to get the space towards Warehouse or Secret. See if you can activate Spinks in the mid to late rounds here, but there is a lot of talking going on.
Yeah, it's so interesting as well that, you know, when you are playing an opponent you've played so recently. We're talking Blast last month.
Yeah, less than a month ago, isn't it?
Same map, went into overtime. So it's a question of also who scrubbed through that demo and learned the most lessons, as well as this on the day form. Oh, wow, that's an opener, isn't it? Dupree.
Okay, that's a combination of a molly and spam, so just getting caught out there. I've given one back, but it doesn't mean it's over for Vitality. We've already seen them convert with the Danes having a couple of cheeky multi-kills there. Now the smoke wall will be deployed. And this is great. You take the time out, you get an opening immediately. Now it's just about not tripping over your own shoelaces. You do have an advantage in a round like this. It is still early. A little bit of a space has been negated there. That's a great smoke to deny any option for Diha to make his way down in towards Secret. They'll have an idea that he might go main, he might come late Secret, or make his way into Warehouse. And it looks like he still wants this territory here, using that smoke, waiting it out. There's a bit of a lobby push coming through.
Yeah, this is actually, the CT's bringing some aggression into the mix. And oh,
Timing.
just as they look away, it doesn't matter. No need, Magisk has dealt with it. Lobby silence, and again, what was an advantage, ENCE quickly flipped. They haven't moved too far, and it's kind of just those two in lobby and this Diha adventure, which makes things interesting. That frag brings them right back into the round.
Oh, as they're down the vent to join up with Diha here. Zywoo, what is this? What is this?
Wow, wow, he's actually managed to beat them to it at their own game. It does lead to his demise. Diha, here's the comms, works it out, and it should lead to the bomb plant now. Masuta through the lobby, it will be a Madden back turn. And so now whether or not they approach this, kits are present, bit of utility on Masuta. They're going to group up on ramp.
They are loud about this, but Snappy and Diha are quite far back. I'm not sure if they would have caught the footsteps here.
So
You'd be worried about Secret or Vent late.
It's certainly going to be running through their minds. They'll get some answers soon.
There's a smoke for the bomb.
Both crawling now. Good timing on Diha, but he's been warded off. 2 frags to his name already. Masuta looking for answers, does clear out Dark. Light on time, this door swings open and Snappy needs to survive here. A hold to spray, but nice hold on the defense. They're holding the defuse and Magisk, the bodyguard, another big round out of the highest rated member of Vitality. It's 4 from Magisk for the 7th.
Apex getting fired up there, and Magisk having a bit of a giggle about things as well, because in these gun rounds, these 2 key gun rounds, Magisk has had massive impact. You'll see the double here. Enough time to transfer over, because we saw Zywoo just pull away on a bit of a poor timing, but he's able to get a lot more done in this round. And then you reflect back to the double kill he got that sent them up the vent into Dupree's domain. Magisk and his impact in the early stages of this game, dude, 8 rounds in, is huge.
Masuta wasn't even covered by the smoke. I mean, it was all on Magisk. There was no other way for them to win that round. And yeah, you can see big smiles and celebrations for him. A bonding experience as well, this team trying to get themselves back into that flow state.
But this is a bit of a problem now, because if you continue to find these openings seemingly for free, right? Dupree went down in towards main there through a bit of a Molotov and spam combo. Previously, Hades was able to pick off a lingering Apex towards that yard position. And the conversions for ENCE, well, few and far between. Only 1 round to their name, and that came in round number 4. So let's see as the buy comes through one more time. This time, lacking the Hades AWP, what the approach is. Squeaky blown off. Molly again to main. Apex not going to be falling foul for what Dupree did, and maybe it's a bit of a pop and go.
Yeah, with a beautiful push is Madden into the site. Wow, catching Zywoo's big, but look at this again, Magisk. The multi-kill master gets a double. Hades swallows a grenade, and now all onto Diha as it's converted. A quick first headshot. Aware of Apex towards the main, and now reading it well. He caught a glimpse and can't finish it. They are loud today, Chad. I mean, and it makes sense when you remind yourself of what's at stake today.
And these are huge rounds, so you're just continuing to post these up. And you're right, you want to avoid dropping down to this lower bracket if you're unfamiliar, the uninitiated here, as we do get another look at Magisk. Just shut these rounds down. Only 1 team from the lower bracket of each group will make their way through to the Lanxess Arena.
Yeah.
The playoffs, you're only going to have 6 teams in total. 2 teams from each upper bracket will make it, but only 1 from the lower. And right now, Heroic's already down there, G2 as well. It is getting dicey in Group A.
Spix is trying his luck. They really are stubborn about this, and he has managed to get the descent into the vent. Partnered up with Madden. This has been working well. Masuta to respond, and actually a bit of a quick one. Oh, the management of the spray. Strong, a double dink, but only Madden lives through. Bomb planted, but with 5 HP. He doesn't have any help. He can't afford to die right now, and he has. Apex might go for this.
Already.
They can dump their util, Chad. They got so much of it. Just lock out the remaining Ts and start tickling that bomb. They're over for it already. Look at this. Vitality are so quick today, and the round is over. The round is done. We have had some quick ones today, but Vitality vicious. 16-4 for Magisk. He has been having such a good start here on Nuke.
He's on a tear, isn't he? And I can't believe how quick they get down the vent with 2 players. Masuta did a great job of responding to that with the dink and the kill. Bomb goes down, but as you mentioned, the response time headset comes off, a roar out his mouth, and this is looking hot.
I wonder if it's also especially the Danes piping up because it's Snappy.
Okay, yeah.
He's been around the block, hasn't he, Snappy? It's been an incredible story to see him making this roster of unutilized talent work and sing into the top 10.
Well, has to call them out of a bit of a hole here. Hades, Snappy, and Madden all in the end. 3 kills each, 7 apiece for Spinks and D-Har. But nobody you can really note right now who has really been able to change the tune of these rounds. D-Har can be an X factor towards Yard. I've already outlined his role. Let's see if he can get away with some space. And a flubbed molly right there from Apex. Uncharacteristic miss from him, but there's a void of a gap here that he wants to continue to contest.
Let's see if it costs him anything. D-Har is on his crawl, supported by a late Hades.
And nobody has rotated down to B just yet for Vitality. They will have to dispatch a rotation at some point, but ZywOo, picking aggression, name of the game, will start his search towards lobby as well. So a clear game from Vitality starting to take shape.
I mean, not only winning the half, but a very convincing lead. Already accrued. Bit of a tag there as well. Snappy catching bullets from Magisk, and you can see they've really got their firm grasp of these T positions. There is something to be said about Spinks and his passive lobby hold. D-Har does at least show presence into Secret. No final commitment yet, but that time...
Up ladder. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on in a round like this.
That's a big find. Dupree caught off on his lobby push, and Madden is heading towards top. Top side should be the dream.
What's going on?
It might just be deathmatch. They're still uncertain about Squeaky. They'll clear it quick.
Okay.
Snappy's mollying lower while they take top.
Look, here's what's happened. I think ENCE have identified these rotations, and Snappy has identified where 2 are. Apex dead, Masuta as well. 1 to find of ZywOo, but this round is done. The second for ENCE should be posted momentarily. But that was it. They had so much control of the map, and I think they've identified that Vitality are going for these heavy rotations, because once 2 players dropped down the vent in the previous, and you saw 3 players were already in the lower site to respond to that after the Masuta death.
Yes.
So Masuta took contact, got a kill and a dink, and then the rotation was so heavy. What they're doing here is using this misdirection and going, if they're going to gamble, if they're going to send that many players, we will try to worm our way around and find the gaps. Unfortunately for them, they didn't walk into the onslaught of the CTs. They found the nooks, they found the crannies, and they found their second round.
Yeah, I mean, as Madden gets up heaven, and you still have space on T-roof, you know that they've managed to catch you, and that's the AWP gone too. So a full reset for Vitality.
That one hurts. That one actually hurts quite a lot here, because we can take a look at the cash situation. It's not schmick by any means here. It's actually a little bit rough around the edges. So Spinks and Hades with a couple of nice ones there, and Snappy with the final 3 of the round on a beautiful flank here. The opponent's is shooting, not even looking his way. So a great round from the in-game leader to mop it up, and immediately, after a 9-1 scoreline, now 9-2, Vitality are on an eco. They've gone with a scout, a couple of digs, a USP for Magisk, and an MP9 with some Kevlar around it for Masuta. So if they can get some damage, maybe take away a few of these AK-47s, that would be a great round. But it's crazy to think with where the scoreline was at, how we now see this buy. So showing that it isn't as clear of a scoreline as maybe it dictates. This is a nice boost if they do head his direction. Masuta, with the elevated position, has 2 knocking around the corner, and all for Hades, and Adam with that AK to try and break things open. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, this Apex Scout, it's a trademark.
It's starting to become one, and Masuta's been rewarded as well. They are going to roar so loud if they pull this half buy off. Ooh, he's hit another scout shot. Problems now. It has to be Spinks to bail them out. They know one's boost, but it's the ramp though. The back is going to be turned. Spinks does rack up 2, but loses his head in the process. It's Dupree 5-7. D has caught bullets as well. It's just a USP. They shouldn't have any right to this round. A naked Magisk. Hades to try and find a way in, and ZywOo hears all of this. One deagle bullet to the center of mass. He's got an AWP, and they've got the round. That is cheeky. Oh, Vitality. Just as it started to look a little shaky, we pull a 10th out of their hat, out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere indeed. They really shouldn't have had any right winning a round like this. The scout from Apex was great to open things up. Masuta's boost was then alley-ooped.
Is this T-half a bit out of character for ENCE in your professional opinion?
Well, look, as we reflected on how it went down last time, ENCE were able to put a spree together late in the half and actually make it respectable. It was the CT sides from both these teams when they went head-to-head previously that was a bit of an issue. So Vitality have clearly done a lot of work here and clearly been able to net up these issues. So Saw, speaking of issues, has more than a couple. This is the 3rd timeout.
Wow. That is early doors. 12 rounds of play, and you burn through 3 of your 30-second timeouts.
They probably won't use another one in the rest of the half, regardless of how it goes. Save the extra for the second half of play. But if they can walk away with a 10-5 scoreline, no harm, no foul, right? They can get a good CT half going of their own, win the pistol round, go 1 for 1 in that category. I never want to write a team like ENCE out, but Just up to 17 frags now, towering above the rest of the server here. Squeaky Smoke lobbed out from Madden here to try and facilitate some of these moves that Spinx has been getting away with, but Hades a bit more pep in the step this time around for the Polish All, but looking around the cusp of the smoke, seeing if he can find anything to work with. ZywOo though, he's going to collect, and he's another crossing, up close and personal. A second hits the deck.
Oh, this is getting problematic for ENCE. I mean, your mental's going to be put in the bin if you cannot find another T. Round 2 is just not enough.
And this is the thing, not all of their heavy hitters are looking online. They're not even getting fights that it feels fair for them, right? They're just getting absolutely destroyed as they round the corner here. The multi-kills from Magis, you think about those pivotal rounds where he was able to pick up some big impact, and it's really just sent them into a bit of a tailspin here as Snappy and Spinx are looking to pull off a 2-on-4 situation.
Yeah, reading an interview with Snappy, he did highlight that Spinx is a win condition for them. If he's not facilitated or motivated, it can very well fall flat on its face. Now, Snappy.
That's the bomb.
That's the bomb. It could be the round. Oh, we saw both. That's a lot of info. A glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel here as he's overthinking it a little. 30 seconds to pre-start his wrap. Audible, Masuta lying in wait, so set for this one. They're not going to expect him. The first is there. The smoke down. Spinx can't even find him. And then it's Masuta's multi-kill this time to pull home an 11th. 11-2. We are running out of rounds on this first half.
Yeah, look, this is fantastic from Vitality. Maybe
the
that
second
rousing speech, you know, the rousing speech from the desk really got to them here. But yeah, it is great to even understand that that is a possibility against Dihar there. So great stuff from ZywOo. He's not having to top the scoreboard right now. It does have 11 tidy kills to his name. And back in with a bye, but just 2 more rounds of play here for ENCE. It has to be a little bit more something as the top half molly is thrown. Maybe pace is name of the game.
Yeah, that's even worse for Snappy. He's just caught one straight as he swings open the door. Madden to trade. Good find. Takes the head out of ZywOo, the head of the snake. And now they do not writhe. Nice one back. Big from Spinx. Finds Magisk on the CT vent. 2-3. Woof! Cleared. Spinx. That'll happen. Just so aware and so quick to react. It's only Masuta. Now, they know he was typically working ramp. Lobby priority. And he's going to get as far away from them as he can. So, I mean, we said 2's not enough. My question to you is 3?
3's all right, 4 better. All right. And,
look, I get
this
it.
is how it works, right? We want to get as many rounds as we can. First to 16 picks up the victory. But for ENCE here, 4 going into half-time, 2 minutes just to consider things, and then come out the gates and defend against a Vitality. Now, I'm curious at what type of play we get from Vitality coming into the second half. Are they going to use this fired-up squad that they've got going here to keep it fast and in the face and see if the individuals can pull off the same type of shots on the T side, or are they going to reel it in? Do they have a clear game plan that Zonic and Apex have been working on to show the world? Well, that save necessary for Masuta will be able to donate a AWP to that of ZywOo, or he could drop 2 M4s and Magis could get a gun as well. So we'll have to wait and see how this one shimmies out. What do they want to prioritize in a scenario like this? Looks like Rifle's name of the game, so ZywOo will not be gifted the big green. Will not have the opportunity will the scope Rifle here as a timeout taken from Vitality. They're first in this first half.
Wow. It's nice to see Zonic, I mean, really engaged. Those passionate speeches we used to talk about when as Astralis came to power, Zonic a big part and component of that. And this actually a check-in on that B stream. Looking good in the start for Maus. I mean, they are up against the black and yellow Behemoth. Na'Vi, of course, you can see that SDY is in attendance, still filling that void in the absence of Boomage. Electronic taking the leadership, and they do seem looking stable. Mao's going to test them, and it's our last round of the first half of this first map. Dihar catching flag. Lots of presence here from the CTs in yard. Apex's first spray not rewarded. Dihar just about gets himself across.
Well, the fact that he's still alive here is huge. They will have to try and flush him out. Masuta's been tasked to do that, but by doing so, they've given up ramp, and that's where Madden and Hades are currently cut off by a smoke. So Dihar can just park the bus, wait for the rest of his team to talk through what they want to do, and then he can activate late. His job is done, right? He has the space he required here as another avenue becomes a question. As ahead of the smoke, Magisk was pushed on back. Now ramp control taken. As they round the corner here, they do have to be a little bit worried. ZywOo doesn't want anything to do with it. Goes up the fireman's pole. Roost towards the top side. How are Vitality going to deal with this?
Oh,
Timing.
Oh.
Did he catch a glimpse?
Yeah, audible. And he's still looking. Perfection. Good awareness out of Masuta there. Finds one. It's Magis to take one as well. Returned by Spinks. Masuta still partnered up now with Apex. And whoa, the first bullet out of Madden's AK finds Masuta. Apex joins him. And that looks good for a fourth. Dupree not going down without a fight. Final round, fight or flight. And it seems it's rather sticky for Spinks. Hiding behind the site too, hunting him down on a lot of time on this. Nade down the gullet. Well-managed spray. Heard Zywoo as well. The door confirms his position. Wow, that's quick. Zywoo just a touch of the mouse. And that is another round on the board. Looking a little sketchy here for ENCE. That lower bracket is a real problem if you want to see the Lanxess. And starting meekly here on that first half.
Got the bomb down, but where's Zywoo's fragged? He's got to start posting something, but from where? Zywoo, he's just got a slight gap under the smoke, and it's enough to catch Boomich in transition. Zywoo wants to pull it across the line. 2 frags onto 2 of the best. And now swings out for another. He's possessed. Zywoo won for another ace. Another clutch. It's Perfecto hunting him. No one has been able to knock him on his ass yet. And he's got 6 HP. It didn't stop him before. And it doesn't stop him again. Zywoo!
Certain signs of life here to start us off in our best of 3. We are in the upper bracket of Group A, main event, first day, IEM Cologne 2022. Tell your friends this is going to be one hell of a week of Counter-Strike. And maybe not for ENCE if they can't turn it around. They are heading into the defensive side, 3 rounds to their name, and only 4 separating this French-Danish mix from a 1-0 lead in the series. What do you take of this, Chad? Is it one of those cliches?
It's a hot start, right? But this man on your screen right here, Magis was instrumental in the early stages, which kind of really screwed ENCE, right? Some gun rounds which were in their favor with opening kills fell apart. So I think here for Vitality, it's a great first half, but I don't think ENCE are done just yet. It's not like they didn't have opportunities, just were unable to close. So let's see how they get stuck into this pist around here. Now on the defense of their map choice, ENCE. Dha gifted some Julies and a smoke, so quite the combo for him. 1x bet odds are favoring Vitality at this juncture, and you can understand why.
Okay, so one smoke deployed on the pistol. Spinks has got the angle to confirm crosses, or ooh, yeah, safe from the flash. Safe from the flash. He's screaming bodies across. Madden tries his luck as well, and pot shots don't really get rewarded.
Dupree's down. He's got a bit of extra utility here, and speaking of util, they've been cottoned off. Apex has gone down in the meantime here to Apex, so it is a 4-on-5 disadvantage for Vitality here, and maybe ENCE can bite back on this CT pistol as Dha's Julies are looking ready to munch away.
I mean, it's a dreamy weapon for this close haul. Never mind, a Glock to the face. Snappy gonna have a tough time dueling Zai. You know he knows his angles well. Pre-aim, just the timing. Oh, dreamy for Snappy. As he once again wrestles for that frag. Magis gets it eventually. War of attrition and up to the top side. It works well.
3-on-3 right now.
Great recovery.
Yeah, and really good smoke from Dupree. Bomb's going to go down, and this is a fight for Zaiwu to win here. Doesn't clear his corners, and Madden just in the nick of time. 3-on-2 situation. Low HP from Magis.
Hinges on Dupree. Really does. He's hanging out close on the hut. Madden may not get that information, and no armor on him either.
No kid here.
It's from the heavens. They've got 3 different angles of assault. Dupree's managing to get a real nice spot. He can catch them Snappy from the back, and Madden's his first victim. Another spotted out. Time ticking in his favor. Just needs to rot that clock. It's still ticking. No kit. If he can find Snappy, he could have found the round. Instead, we will see ENCE split the pistols. A 50-50 split. They'll have an opportunity to start strong here and close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, and it should have been their round with the opening, right? So, and they stalled them out. You get Dha getting caught on the fade of the smoke, and it's always risky the way that you play around the fades of those smokes. There,
Is there a magic formula?
I think the thing is, unless you're going to play in it and go for the fade, right, you're probably better not peeking as the smoke is fading.
I know it's not a science, but like, is there general understanding that if you're in the center of the smoke and crouching, you see them first? Or is there something, is that like, give us the goss, give us the juice.
On the fade of the smoke, if you're in it, it tends to be a little bit easier to
within
get the glimpse, right?
Okay.
A lot of players will like focus on their radar and make sure they have the crosshair position to the most common angle.
Right.
But as the smoke's fading, and if players are on either side, it's something that I think you'd want to avoid, right? And then swing into it once that smoke's clear, because you don't know what's going on in or behind the smoke. So a little bit unfortunate there for Dha, but it doesn't matter. As you mentioned, they do split the pistols, but Vitality with a buff-looking buy. 4 Galils and a MAC-10. And the key here, Alex, is how many smokes they have remaining with a minute 20 on the clock. If they want to go for any late control, there's a plethora of different smoke walls that they're able to erect here, and you can see one being lined up right now. A smoke limped out towards front Squeaky is going to put a lot of question marks available. How are ENCE going to respond to this? Look at all the smokes lit on the map right here over towards Yard. You can see it on your radar at the top.
I mean, they really seem to like it. They threw one on the pistol. They've thrown 3 on the second round force. Hades very passive here, and it's going to be about sound cues now. Whether or not they do hold walk all the way down, I imagine that's the advice.
One of the keys is if you get the secret controller and it's against an AWP, you don't like coming back up secret late. But there's no AWP in play. So if they wanted to pivot here, the Galil's coming back up and taking fight towards Yard could be in their favor, but these deep lobby positions have been taken. You can see Madden has a duel against Apex coming very, very shortly.
Here they come. So Dha starting to really catch a wind of what's going on here, and their defense was there. It was, and it's only Snappy that manages to find something. Dha there too. It's double out of Snappy, and look how low they are. 49 points of health between the two in the 2-on-2. Apex arriving ramp. And whoa, catches flak. Nice one out of Dha. It was threatening. I mean, you got to give that to Vitality. Both this pistol in that opening advantage for ENCE and here in the second. They do manage to keep the international roster guessing.
Well, this is the thing. Apex in 2 consecutive rounds now. Actually, no, in the first he went down to Spinks. But in this round, he caught Spinks trying to get down the vent. And I think it's because Madden was in the squeaky room that he didn't think anybody was going to be able to catch him. But looked like he picked that kill up from deep lobby. Unfortunately for Vitality now, they have to have some big conversations, and it appears that they want to follow suit with the way that ENCE approached their first half. A hero AK, this time for Masuda, with some deagles around it. We've seen this one before. And the same as before, damage name of the game. If they can get a couple of kills and get that bomb down, make sure that ENCE's economy is not able to boom. They'll be sitting pretty for their first gun round. Spotter again here as Apex just peering towards the yard. You have Masuda here on your screen dealing with any lobby aggression. Zywo over towards ramp as well, but the main focus is with this AK, right? The rest of the pistols are just out seeking information. Hey, Masuda, they pushed up close red. Come back, we'll fight him together. Hey, Masuda, there's some aggression ramp. Let's take this duel. And, well, there you go. Ramp is name of the game.
Snappy is his adversary. Hits one across the bow. It's 75 for Masuda to work with. One shot, headshot ensured.
And another key here, we talk about this on the full eco rounds where you want the CTs to rinse through all of their utility to reinvest. Well, they've also done that. So, sub 1 minute now.
Dia's looking in the right place and hasn't found the right shot. Apex has, though, the hand cannon to the dome. Madden pulls it back. It's up to Hades. He's hearing an awful lot. The spray to bait. Weapons retrieved, and that AK, you said it's all about that. Snappy, he tagged him once. Here's the other, and there he goes. Vitality lose their potency, and they could lose every weapon as well. Look at this flank. Hades needs one, and they will both go down to that M4 spray. Nothing to be left here unless Zywo can hold on to that AK-47.
I think he should probably try and get stuck in here, right? If he does hold on the AK, sure, he can buy head armor and util behind it, but maybe kills on the agenda. Spinks says no. Frag comes in, and that's a double for Spinks in that round alongside of Hades. Great flank from him. So 12-6. Scoreline now starting to shrink. Just 6 rounds the difference, but this is where the test will truly start for ENCE. The guns will be equipped. An AWP a possibility for Zywo. Last to purchase, and he will pick up the big green alongside of a bit of Kevlar there. But this is where we have to start seeing what Vitality have in store for their T side. You don't want to allow ENCE to get away with a massive spree of rounds and build a big economy here.
Magic's yet to really show up on this T side. He has such a imposing presence on that defense. And now with the weapons in his hands, it's going to be time to get them dirty. Madden safe from the flame will maintain top HUD.
Very lobby-centric here. This is cheeky here from Madden. This is an intentionally placed smoke, so something they might boost over for information. Now, have they been watching the demos? Are they aware that this will become a gap? Madden will be getting boosted.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm trying to point exactly where...
Magisk is investigating. He's very suspicious.
And you can tell that there is a little bit of a gap here, but they have to move. They dismount was heard, so conversations had, and wow, an opportunity there, but Spinks quicker on the trigger.
Yeah, there's a reason you put the AK in his hand. Oh. Spinks nearly 3. Catches the AWP way downtown. And that advantage again in the hands of ENCE. Can they maintain it? This is where they have to be able to close, use their numbers to their advantage, and the same could be said for Vitality. Now, Apex, did he just get spotted out? Dia's going to have a look. And the crosshair there, but Dia clears, and Snappy will secure the round. It's only Dupree on the AWP. 2 kills to his name already. The ace clutch is a pipe dream, and he might just be grey screen. Into Madden, yep, that'll do nicely, and ought to be recovered. That might get Hades extra equipped, and 2 AK-47s as well. We saw how well that worked for Spinks.
Yeah, and you can see how this is starting to shape up now, right? A 12-3 half is reminding me of 1.6 Nuke. Once upon a time, we have to go back in the time machine of about 15 years ago, but a 12-3 scoreline on Nuke was standard. If you didn't win the pistol, you were going to get absolutely biffed. So,
well, they were biffed.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think here, Snappy is a pressure point that some teams do start to fall into as a crutch. If they go, well, we can't get space on the map, let's just try and rush ramp, right? Because teams want to try and exploit Snappy. But every time they seem to try and do that, Snappy will just mow them down. So let's see if that becomes a bit of a big red button that Vitality hit.
So first call, the previous call was 4 lobby. Now we've got 5 yard.
The Wolfpack.
Apex's favorite. That was how they actually had some of their deep runs with the French roster towards the end of their run.
Now this is curious, right? Because if this buy was on the CT side, we've already seen them win a round with something extremely similar. So let's see if Apex can go toe-to-toe with the scope of Hades. He's a bit quicker on the trigger and picking on up. Well, it's not Diha, it's the other pole. Hades again from hell will grab another kill. So this round is already looking like they've been dispatched. And likely to become a 4-round game.
Much more manageable now. I mean, I think, you know, I brought up cliches, of course, you know, pistols being important, yeah, but splitting this has kept us with a nuke to enjoy here.
The thing is as well, when we talk about that cliche, the reason we bring it up is because, right, with a 12-3 scoreline, it's mandatory.
Yeah.
Because if you lose it and then lose the force spike, well, then the game is over. But you win it, then you give at least a chance for us all to be somewhat optimistic to think there is a chance for this.
Counter-Strike is one of those beautiful games, you know? So, yeah, sure, 12-3 half, but if you can convert, there is always room for that comeback.
Maybe in that 2-minute break, they reminded themselves that Heroic and G2 are already waiting in that lower bracket. Oh, Magis maybe doing the same. That one's a bullet straight between the eyes. Time the biggest issue here. I'm not sure Vitality get much else out of this.
Shouldn't, certainly. Spinks is the turret on that low side. Get Magis goes well with a quick tap. And so that round deficit, as you discussed.
Quietly, Spinks is up to 24 kills, Alex.
Yeah, it hasn't been the loudest. We saw it was a lovely couple of multi-kills, but 24 to 13.
It's the Spinks special, I believe we call it. He's always got about 24 to 35 kills, and you know, you press the tab at the end of the game. How did that happen? Well, that's how that happened. Just
more often than not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Spinks is without a doubt a star, right? There's no more doubting that, and that's the same with ENCE. And I think that a conversation, you know, can be had around this team. I've kind of labeled them surprise of the year. If other teams, you know, want to throw other teams in the mix, maybe Spirit would be the other, but that's just with the major pop-off. ENCE have been consistently a surprise.
Yeah.
And that's why I give them that label.
And I think what's my takeaway from Spinks as well is what's so impressive, what makes it so impressive is how many times, you know, take Madden, take Hades, take Diha as some examples. There's a lot more not on it, but a new player shows up, has a couple of highlights, joins a good team, and you start saying, okay, we could have a star here. But how many times do they realize it to the capacity Spinks has so consistently for a season? Ooh, bouncy ZywOo. You know, you talked about isolating Snappy. Well, they are sending the sharpest tool in the shed to that position. Smoked off for now.
Yeah, but that's the key right there for now, right? That only lasts about 18 seconds. So as it starts to subside, is there going to be any help for Snappy? And I can say on the radar the answer is yes. Hades, the AWP on the other side, might be getting a head-to-head duel here against ZywOo.
Crosshairs in the perfect place, and unless they boost ZywOo, he could very well be going down. I say boost, there you go. Apex wills him over here. And Hades is in the prime position for the counter.
He heard the scope.
Yeah, I think so. This is the peak. Oh, jump! ZywOo may have saved his own life with the scroll wheel. Just into the calf, into the bone.
I love how well read that was from Hades. Smoke started to fade, he repositions, here's the scope, understands exactly what he's dealing with, and, well, doesn't quite punish, but more than enough here to send ZywOo packing.
I'm counting some smokes here. We've still got 4 for this French-Danish roster.
Well, this is where Diha is very devilish, right? I love the way that he plays this yard position on the CT side. Instead of hanging around, he is going to drop back, and time in the favor of ENCE right now. They even have a couple of Molotovs left of their own, 3 to stall this out.
Now is the time to tuck in. Last of the CT util. Spinks forced out on wide, and yeah, nothing to be done by Spinks. It has to be someone else, and Madden is the one to step up to the plate initially. More stop mollies, 20 seconds, extinguish. Madden needs a frag here. Repositions, loud dismount. Apex in the CT vent, a big frag from the leader. Oh. And more to be done. 13 seems likely as Hades watches his team in the kill feed slowly lose control. We will see 13.
Felt well handled there for the most part, but keeping 4 alive. Fantastic stuff from Vitality here, just able to break through. And that sound cue coming back to haunt Madden right there, right? The smoke goes off to extinguish the CT Molotov front hut. He drops, is heard, communicated, and decked. So huge kill to enable that top side. Otherwise, Madden could have been set up for success right there coming through the gray screen. But this is the shot from Apex. And yeah, I'm not quite...
I think there might have been a boot.
Maybe we can see that one again.
Yeah, if we could, and if we have the time. I'm going to get my nose to the screen this time.
Yeah, I'm on a bit of an odd angle here.
Yeah, I'm going to Bondick it. I realise
that's a reference that's pretty niche.
It is niche, I realise. And also, I feel like, you know, if someone's mum just walked into the room, they're like, what are these men talking about?
Here we go. What can he see?
No, I think... Yeah, well, maybe his settings are better than ours.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know he has a boomer crosshair, Apex.
He does. It's the only one when you're on that CSGO hub. You click all of them, it's like mini, dot, mini, giant crosshair, like a crucifix in the center of his screen.
He's never going to miss it, that's for sure. He's not going to lose it on any map. But last timeout called, and I said in the first half it was likely ENCE would hold on to a timeout just for a moment like this. Now, this is the last time that Saw will have the opportunity to call the pause. We know that Vitality have a couple left in their back pocket, but at this point, this is the marching orders that he gets to dictate for the remainder of ENCE's CT campaign. Now, remember, they brought this back to just a 5-round game after that Vitality round win. They're not out of it just yet. Madden with the residual cash, Hades the same, and a full buy through with the AWP, all the goodies of util, and rifles for every single member of ENCE here to contend into the 22nd round of map number 1.
Let's find out how well this goes for ZywOo. He's taking a little bit of a campaign towards the yard position. Now, Dia typically not falling foul to any early fights. And he's just tucked on main, so bit of a heavy lean from Vitality in pursuit of info lobby. Dia a quad jiggle, a little pointy elbow spotted and smoke deployed. Chip damage and lethality. Wow, I think Magisk was just unloading his whole magazine through that smoke, and eventually he does eliminate the threat.
Continuing to be impactful here is Magisk. Great game from him so far. Apex is trying to find some space here, and as he rounds the corner, yeah, Dia has a massive advantage here. Ammo's a big problem, trying to reload. ZywOo misses the shot and getting run down. Up close and personal, ZywOo gets it done. Dia hits the deck, and just 3 more to find.
That was a bit of a sketchy one. ZywOo, he knew he had him dead to rights. Dia just panicking, jumping, wide swinging, and a quick scope. But yeah, this is like 2.5 men. I'm just talking about the show.
Well, this is the thing right now. One of the individuals from ENCE is going to have to step up here with a multi-kill if they have any opportunity of winning a round like this. And, wow, cutting sound, sitting back and waiting for the reaction is Vitality, because we know that CT re-aggresses is name of the game when you're down a man.
Yeah, but where? Right now, I think ENCE are more than happy just to hope they walk into their trap.
Well, if they go towards top, Hades has this AWP, and he's just deployed a smoke to give himself a buffer to work with, but they are heading ramp.
That is the gap. Snappy. Yeah, nothing he could do about that. Magisk just flattens him. 22 now and counting, and Hades actually wants to give this a go. He might be there in time to at least take that pot shot. Magisk is good on it, though. How does he get the third? Barely visible on Hades' screen, but 3. Time to plan and time for Madden to think about what went wrong. Vitality, that is 2 consecutive rounds now. And with what, 4 respectively and 3 here.
1900 lost into the next for ENCE. Hades will have enough to buy. Madden can drop 1. And this is how the opener kicked off. Yeah, okay, all right. Just continuing to harass the topside smoke.
Oh, I really felt Dia's feelings when he's jumping, and then this. He's already pulling the trigger. He knows what's happening. Snappy with an off angle that did not catch Magisk off guard.
But there you go. Like, I know he didn't completely run out of ammo in that situation, but he felt that he needed more bullets to take more fights. And if you haven't been keeping up to date on the updates of Counter-Strike, we know that the Silenced M4 has had a couple less bullets.
Did you swap?
In the magazine. I haven't. I've kept with it, but that's because my aim is terrible. So I need the 4 bullets to kill to the body. I'm not quite the headshot machine that I never was. But yeah, the buy actually for ENCE is much more respectable than I was expecting, considering where the cash and loss bonus was at. So an AWP again for Hades. Biggest omission is poor Dia down there on the MP9, but I've seen him wield that bad boy to great success. But this Vitality is one that we're all hoping to see.
Yeah, and Vitality have been avoiding Hades so well. Not this time. Jumping straight into his realm. And there's more to come as well. Apex trying his luck as well. Leaves the AWP, thinks better of it.
Yeah, and so does Hades, right? He has the opening pick, and the last thing you want to do is linger for too long and give that kill back over. So you can see the reposition now towards CT spawn, holding a bit of a tighter angle here and trying to play the number advantage. Vitality without any room towards yard. Have to pivot elsewhere. Now just continuing to try and harass through heart. And they do have enough nades if they want to try and either fake out top. They could do a smoke wall late. They have 3 in play for that. But there's still plenty of time and no rush just yet. It looks like they want to barrage their way out Squeaky Door with Apex assisting from the roof with a bit of utility. 1 more smoke drop the door. That's another 20 seconds they're going to have to wait. And there's 3 players, as we can see, on the other side.
We haven't seen many top XX this Nuke, to be honest.
No, there was the fast Tech 9 round from ENCE that they attempted. That one got shut down quite quickly.
But you're about to feel the full wrath of Vitality in their top takes. Apex lines it up. It'll be his molly that marks the start. Let's see if Spinks can be a bit of a fly in the ointment. Should be, but still Magisk good for an opening. 2 from the Squeaky Door. It's Spinks to step up for his double. Down the vent, they do slip, so Apex will stick around, knows that Dia's MP9 is there, and Snappy's got himself a solid frag there. Should be round defining, only Apex, no time for this, and Maybe he can get one on the way out. Diha spots him out, and it's just going to be survival for the leader.
Cheeky from Diha there, but I love it. You know, just using the top of that smoke as he makes his way off Hunt. Gets himself an AK, and a great round back from ENCE here. So 14-9, still in it. The international squad, and I suppose both of them have that tag affixed to them these days. Vitality kept at bay for now. Timeout called, and, well, the third exhausted now as Zonic gets an opportunity to chip on in and see if they can solve this puzzle together. Locking eyes. Make sure that he's getting the message across.
How often do you see players actually look at the coach when they're talking? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's weird that that's weird, but it is weird.
Yes, when you have expressive individuals like Apex and like Dupree, right, to look at him and you serious?
No, it's like when your teacher comes to your desk and puts their elbows on it and goes.
You don't love it. You want to look at the table, don't you?
Listen, young man.
You don't want to look at him.
Okay, I know you're trying to be funny. I know you want attention.
I'm getting a little bit weirded out right
now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
hey, I had those. I had those.
Yeah. I was a goody two shoes. I never had to even worry about it. I was doing the right thing, and I was so scared. I had the fear of God put into me.
I moved up a math set because my teacher didn't like it that much. I actually got upgraded.
Okay, that doesn't happen every day of the week.
Shower, Miss Edgar.
This could be quick here.
It's very quick, dude. They're charging straight into Madden Spray. Lots of damage, no lethality. It's still Magisk on the openings. He is having a game here. Now up to Spinks with the spray. Oh, 3 from the superstar. Keeps around and keeps a hold of defending their honor, trying to avoid 15. Apex caught out as well. It's 10 HP. ZywOo, he doesn't even have a position to celebrate. He's just walking into that top site, makes it clear where he's coming from. The Flames will perhaps buy time to
he can plant.
Get a free plant, yeah. But Spinks has given him life.
You can't put this past ZywOo here. Sure, low HP, but a couple of crispy taps in that AK-47 to the diamond. Just time being able to make it into the hut, but that's it. Snappy rounds the corner, finishes him off, and the defuse comes through for the double digits. ENCE now just 4 away.
Yeah, the second is great. The third is just absolute cream on top. Let's see this again. So Madden, he's done damage, right? He's screaming. Spinks, 3, 4, they're pushing you, and he just readies his aim and unloads.
That's awesome.
I mean, what more could you ask for from a hot player?
Look, that is more. Look, I'm actually blown away watching that back in reflection and seeing it from
just
that little
literally
angle.
Like a turret.
Yeah, that is wild. That is actually wild right there from Spinks. He is now up to 28 kills. It's him and Magisk locking horns, going toe-to-toe with a couple of big 20 frag plus.
We're playing CSGO. He's playing Team Fortress 2. Engineer class. Turret on the hut. Madness.
Well, they did plant. They do get another buy here, so this time it's not going to be the pedal to the metal all in play, but you can see Apex there lining up a cheeky bit of utility as his teammates over towards lobby have been stalled out for this juncture.
Oh, they've got an interesting variation here. Let's see how this one is deployed and utilized. It's down. And it's quick. This is what Apex wants. The reason he's thrown this particular one is so he can immediately...
Oh, dear.
Looked away and loses his life. They're going to lose the round. Spinks is dead too. Apex, what a call. What a cheeky way to take the top site. Chad will break it down in a minute. But first to understand, yeah, I think they are backing away. Okay.
The option, 3v5 top site retake, no way in the world. It was the L-block smokes with a different positioning from that throw, and you bang on. The fact that he's able to throw that and be so close already towards that main position catches them off guard. You're not expecting that quick of a timing with the lurk through the smoke. Traditionally, you're trying to make your way across to warehouse or secret, so the third option comes into play here, and Madden getting pantsed, and Spinks the hero on the hut in the previous. That turret, out of bullets, out of life. And ENCE running out of rounds here, 15-10. Apex steps up with a massive play.
Yeah, I mean, just 2 rounds after that timeout from Zonic as well.
You see him there? Get a bit of a, he knows. Like, that right there is magnificent. I think magnifique is
très bien.
What his people might be saying, but that is huge. That could even be game winning right there from Apex, because sure, a couple of guns get saved. Here it is, the timing looks just away. Oh, and as he pivots back, peekaboo. It's
a cruel mistress, his Counter-Strike sometimes. I mean, truly, I think he got a couple of frames of Apex. That's how close he was to getting that info. And it's not pretty. ENCE, they need 5 consecutive, admittedly, yes, on the defense. But if they've got any more of those, it's going to be a very hard task. And they are lining up those smokes again. Different positions. Hades already seen and spotted out. A missed shot
What this would change here is the likelihood that the main player doesn't rotate so quick, but this is noisy. They now definitely know that players are close, and Apex is going with the traditional route behind the L block, creeping across in towards the main position. D-Hus found one, ZywOo down Apex again, but the trades are there.
Yeah, this is actually going to get very weird for a second now. So Hades knows Warehouse and Secret are unknown. And that bomb residing on the back of Masuta in that warehouse. He's gone trying to do multiple jobs at once here. You can see he's resmoking the squeak. He gets back to his post. Nothing's really transpired in the process. It is this angle he really wants to adopt. Magisk instead is going to be the one to forge a path. 25-15. Dude is having a game. Here's the parallel. 2 Spinks, 4 Vitality. And Masuta and Dupree, I think they are going to wait to see what Magisk can find. 40 seconds.
Far up here, isn't he? Really wants to find this fight against Snappy and has a very good idea of where Snappy is now, but Snappy has no clue that Magisk is past, and this kill could open the round for Vitality here. But
oh my god!
Rosie, Dupree's found one in the meantime, and Magisk, he's going to get it done. It's a 2v3 now.
Yeah, problems. 25 seconds up the ladder, or not. The loud sound cue. It's all smoke and mirrors. Spinks will be there. He's been great. Can he find his 30 to keep him in the game? Oh, it's Magisk. Of course, it's Magisk that beats him out. Body shots, and Madden demanded to clutch. It's a horrible scenario to find yourself. And there is Nuke. Done. Dusted. Revenge struck. And very happy about that. Apex with some real nice glimmers and calls. Sonic with the timeouts. And it's Magisk that stands supreme. Really impressive from him. Those opening kills from him as well. 6 opening kills from ZywOo. But it was Magisk that's really impressed me.
Yeah, looking a bit glum here on their map choice. ENCE not happy with how this one transpired. It was a rough T-hole from them, only 3 rounds to their name. But that is going to be the map going in favor of Vitality.